What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Destiny. In the last episode, we spoke with Mara and Riven and got ourselves acquainted with Season of the Wish. It was a lot of talky talk, a lot of story explanation, a lot of gameplay explanation, talking about the artifact, all of the nitty-gritty stuff, especially as we get into the major season of the year. Now, one more thing I want to mention, given that this is long past the date, but I want to also mention one more thing about Season of the Wish. This is the longest season in Destiny history, ever. It will never be outstripped because the seasonal model is kind of going away after this. Because of a major delay to the final shape, Season of the Wish just kind of kept going and going and going and going and going. And while the actual seasonal storyline itself isn't any longer than something like Season of the Witch, there are a lot of additional extra things that do make it longer. So that is something to keep in mind as we get started on this thing. But we are starting today by going into the Riven's Lair activity, which I said in the last episode is a match-made activity. And we're going to talk about how this works. Love that little intro right there. Super cool. Okay. So Riven's Lair is basically just a scaled-down version of the main activity this season known as the Coil. They are basically the same thing. There is not two majorly different activities. In fact, if you really want to get technical, the other major activity to get a focal point this season is actually the Blind Well. Yeah, I hate to say that, but it's straight up an activity going all the way back to frickin' Forsaken. But here we go. All right.
I recognize this place. How did we get here?
This is not our city. Only an echo.
We built those walls, you and I. Such elegant spires. A beautiful prison. I carved these chambers from those memories. I turned your home against you.
So yeah, what basically Riven is saying is that this is kind of a mind chamber. This is a place that she has crafted entirely from, well, what her and Mara did and worked together to create in the Dreaming City. None of this is real. This is all entirely fabricated. It's just something to keep in mind. Now, each of these pathways is going to generally have slightly different objectives that you're going to be dealing with as you go through. This first one right here involves us stepping on plates. And these two apparently are not interested in coming with me, but you know what? That's okay. Now, there are different obstacles you're going to have to deal with along the way. Lots of enemies you're going to have to kill. Make sure you step on everything as you go. I may have missed a plate back there, but I won't know for a moment until I have done a little bit more damage. Let's take those things out so they don't detain me, because that can get really annoying. Now, Coil is, like I said, this kind of on steroids. And it'll make more sense later as we continue through here. Oh, don't be spawning as I'm jumping in midair. That's just not even cool. So, these two are lucky I kind of cleared the way for them. But let's just be making our way through, and we're trying to get to the portal. And he got trapped, and I think that's funny, and I'm not going to help him because that's what he gets for rushing ahead. All right, through the portal we go, and into the first area. Ooh, the Astral Cloister. This is actually one of the later game areas, but I will take it. So, there are in-between encounters, and then there are the major encounters themselves that you're going to be going with. So how Riven's Lair and the Coil typically works is you'll meet with Riven, and in Riven's chamber is where you're going to get yourself rewards and things of that nature. And well, that's more appropriate in the Coil. Otherwise, it's just where you start the activity in Riven's Lair. But then you're going to head into an introductory area that's completely devoid of enemies. Then you're going to go through a pathway, which is going to then take you to the first in-between encounter. Once you have defeated the in-between encounter, which is what we're doing right now, you will then go through another pathway. And then once that pathway is done, then you will make it to the actual boss encounter, okay? Riven's Lair is all of that one time. The Coil is all of that 4 times, which makes it an incredibly long activity, and we will discuss how... Oh, that's right, I need to get the Plague Wielders. There we go. I will explain how that works in due time. Okay, we need to collect more of these viruses really quickly, so that will reset our timer and also put us to ×2 stacks. Come here, you. Let me kill him as well. Okay, we are at ×3, so now we can start taking these shields down a lot more effectively. Where is the other guy at? He is just going to die. Goodbye. And I probably should not have stepped in that, but I think we're good. Yeah, because he took out the other one. All right, cool. Should not have trusted them to do that, but they did it anyway, so I'm very proud of them. Yeah, Coil also has a whole bunch of other mechanics to it that are strictly to it, but we'll go over those when we actually go into that activity, because it'll be a lot more relevant then.
Timid adventurers we find these days. You want reward without danger.
Unnecessary risk is folly.
It is entertaining.
Okay, so something that is crucial to understand about... Ooh, that's going to kill me. Something that's crucial to understand about Riven as a character this entire season, and, I mean, it has always kind of been the case with her, she's just kind of a catty little bitch. I mean, let's just be completely honest here. She is 100% salty that we killed her and that we have wiped out her kind, and she is going to let us know that repeatedly throughout this entire season, which I do find incredibly entertaining because I think she's a great character. But okay, we're going up against a boss here, and funny enough, this is actually the last of the bosses that was unlocked. This one was exclusive to one of the final missions in the season, actually, but I guess in Riven's Lair, you can encounter absolutely anybody, so makes sense. I mean, it's completely random who you're going to go up against anyway, but I'm not going to complain. Well, I guess I kind of am. I think this is actually the worst of the bosses. Because the other ones are, there's 2 possible Hive bosses, 2 possible Vex bosses, and then there's one other one that I actually cannot remember. I am drawing a complete blank. I know there's 5. I know there's 5 total, and then this guy. So that a 6 if you include this final one here, whom generally, if you encounter in Coil, is always one of the last. Is always the last possible one you can go up against, which is kind of a dick move given that Coil actually gets harder throughout the activity. Here we go. Okay, same thing as before, though. We need to, just like we did in the Astral Cloister, we need to kill the Mephitic hosts. But as you can see, this time they are a lot stronger. So there is one ephemeral virus. And all the time we are going to be chased around by the boss. And also we have this guy who is protecting... Oh, that's right. The other one is a Scorn boss. Okay, I remember now. Let me heal myself before I die. Oh, my gosh. Yo, can I get some help here? That would be awesome. You guys need to kill this thing or we're all dead. Okay, thank you. Golly. Thanks for the help. Okay, let's do all that damage. And you know what? I did all that damage to the shield, and it didn't really do a whole lot else. But that's okay. The shield is down. Now we can get to work, and I'm going to run away so I don't die here as you chase me. Okay, Ember of Tempering, go. So I don't die here. Oh, man, what if I could land my shots? The only thing I don't like about this hand cannon is it's a little obstructive compared to other hand cannons, so it makes it a little bit harder to shoot, in my opinion. Oh, good. Okay, you guys. Well, I've definitely got myself some winners here, and I really don't want to die. Not that you wipe if you die in Riven's Lair. There is no wipe mechanic in this thing. There is a wipe mechanic in Riven's in Coil, excuse me, but it's actually a lot harsher than any other mechanic you're used to, and it behaves just a little bit differently. Are you two going to revive? Because I remember, I don't think that the timer is supposed to be that long. There we go. They're back. I wasn't going to get near them because I had a Dragon's Breath rocket in there, and that would just not be fun to deal with. Here, have this. There we go. Okay, if I could only... Ooh, there's actually... Oh, hold on. I didn't even see that there is a rocket over here. I will definitely take that. And notice that composite propellant does build even when you're not actually... You don't have any ammo with it, which is really nice. So that is something worth mentioning. But I think it went down. And that is Riven's Lair. Very quick activity, if I'm being honest, especially when you're in a group of 3. And we got a Doom Petitioner to start out. Yes!
Deceiver! Where have you taken them?
I did not know of your clutch, Riven. This is not my doing.
When the amusement fades, remember, the terms of our agreement are unyielding.
Petra, gather the Techunes. If these eggs do exist, we must find them. Quickly. At once, my queen.
All right, and let's head back off to the helm now because we still got plenty of episode left and see what we need to do next. Okay, let's go see what... I think it was Petra we're going to talk to, probably. Probably Petra. Let's go talk to the holoprojector.
Bad news, Guardian. I bring word from the Techians. Riven's clutch has dispersed across the ley lines of the Ascendant Realm. They now orbit our reality like comets around a sun. Hopefully not beyond our reach. The Techians are uncertain how this happened, but they've detected a massive surge of paracausal energy across the entire transit system. The residual energy has allowed us to predict each egg's trajectory across the lines. The Techians themselves were once scattered across the lines in kind. Guardians were there to guide them home, and we can secure the clutch using the same strategy. Riven has caused so much strife. And yet we prostrate ourselves to placate her once again. And too many Corsairs will die on this quest to give the Ahamkara a second chance. As I said, we once utilized the ley lines to find the lost Techians. We can use them again. Fight your way into the Blind Well and reroute the lines through Riven's lair. We'll prepare landings for the clutch as best we can.
The Blind Well, you say? Oh, goody. So at least they give us an unstable charge of light to do so, but complete Blind Well runs in the Dreaming City. Higher tier completions reward additional progress. Can you guess how excited players were when this got revealed as being part of the quest? Yeah, it did not go over super well. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the activities in Season of the Wish, but it's things like this that particularly make it stand out as not a season I enjoy as much as Season of the Witch for this very reason. And also the fact that there really only is functionally one major seasonal activity this season in the Coil, which we haven't even experienced yet. So here's how this is going to work. I am going to be doing these Blind Well runs, and I'll actually just catch you kind of at the end. So we'll just sort of skip ahead, and then we will explain what happens next. I think I only have to do like a single heroic run at least this time, but it does get a little bit worse in later portions of the quest. But the good news is that I will also be completing, or at least making progress on some of these Riven's wishes along the way. So yeah, I'll meet you all in the Dreaming City with everything done here in just a moment.
Nicely done.
Oh my goodness, there we go. Okay,
Come
so
on back. We've got an egg to chase down.
yes, Petra, we will do just that. Let me grab my rewards, which actually, okay, for all of my moaning about having to go through the Blind Well again, a couple things. One, they did actually substantially increase the difficulty of Blind Well, where every single enemy in here, especially at the higher tiers, is much more difficult to take down, so it's actually a lot more engaging. You're not just mindlessly stomping through everything with your supers all the time. It actually takes multiple super usages to take down certain enemies. And two, they do give you a nice chunk of rewards for being done, including Dreaming City weapons, which were actually reprised this season on top of all of the other weapons that you get this season. And some of them actually have some pretty okay perks, so there is that too. And if you get certain unlocks from, wow, where are they? The freaking seasonal challenges. Yeah. You can actually get some of the actual seasonal weapons to drop from that activity as well, which I think I had another Doom Petitioner drop for me there, but I actually instantly deleted it because it was not a red border and also did not have very good perks. But okay, that pretty much covers that. This has been a pretty short episode, but I'm actually going to call it here. In the next episode, we're going to be taking on the mission Polysemi and going after the first of Riven's eggs, hopefully actually tracking it down, and we'll see where we go from there. So thank you all so very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode very, very much, and I will see you all in the next one.